Hey guys, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite perfect movies. Yes, I had to really put that in air quotes because there is no such thing as a perfect movie. There is no such thing. I don't care what you say. Every movie has flaws, has problems. There's not a single movie barely in the world that has no issues, no problems. So when I talk about perfect movies, I'm not talking about objectively perfect, because there is no such thing as objectively perfect films. It doesn't exist. There are no perfect movies out there. I'm talking about subjectively perfect. Movies to me that are perfect. Movies that I have no issues with whatsoever. No problems with. And these aren't like, some of these are my favorite films of all time, of course. A lot of them are, but they're not in the same ranking as my favorite films because I take that into different considerations and stuff. But these are films that when I watch them, I'm blown away and I see perfection every single time. So, yeah. Let's get to it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Here's my top 10 perfect movies, in my opinion, obviously. And as always, for top 10 lists, you got to have your honorable mentions. Doesn't make the same noise. I wrote in my little PlayStation notebook. It's just not the same, is it? Anyways, honorable mentions. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Ghostbusters, Your Name, Fantasia, Risky Business, Jaws, E.T., Godfather Part 2, Goodfellas, and Singing in the Rain. Perfect films. Just couldn't make the top 10 list. But didn't make my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is Back to the Future. 1.21 gigawatts. Back to the Future in every way, shape, or form is a perfect movie. To me. Some people might find it the most overrated movie in the world. Or the worst movie. God, I hope not. It is a perfect feel-good movie. Anytime I think of Back to the Future, I think of the most perfect feel-good movie. I can never watch Back to the Future and not feel great inside. It's just great. It's got comedy. It's got action. It's got science fiction. It's got romance. It's got it all. It's a fantastic movie with great characters. Marty McFly and Doc Brown are the ultimate duos in films. I love good time-traveling movie. I love its 80s soundtrack. I even love its sequels. They're very flawed sequels, but I enjoy them. But Back to the Future, to me, is a perfect movie. Anyways, number 9, Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia is a perfect movie to me. This movie is directed by David Lean. He's done great films, amazing films. This is his best. I keep losing this fucking lighting. This is his best film. Incredible film, this movie. I think the cinematography, some of the best cinematography in all cinema. I think Peter O'Toole is one of the greatest performances as Lawrence. I think Omar Sharif, Alec Guinness are all incredible in this film. I think this is the definition of an epic, complete epic. And I've seen a lot of great classic epics like Gone with the Wind, Ben-Hur. Like those are classic epics. But Lawrence of Arabia is more perfect to me. And I love Gone with the Wind and I love Ben-Hur. I think those are amazing films. 10 Commandments as well. But Lawrence of Arabia is the most biggest, grandest film that I have no issues with. It's incredible. Anyways, number 8 is The Godfather. The first Godfather. Godfather 2 is right there to you, but The Godfather 1, something about it is just perfect to me. Everything's perfect. The characters are perfect. The writing is perfect. The direction is perfect. The story is perfect. It is an American classic for a reason. Everything about it. I love any story with the Don, Vito Corleone, Marlon Brando, who's amazing in this film. Michael's story is a fantastic. Sonny is my favorite character. I hate that he died so early. Everything with Robert Duvall is great. Everything about this movie is fantastic. And I never found a flaw with it. All right, number 7 is Spirited Away. Spirited Away is my favorite animated film of all time. I've said this so many times that the movie angers me because it's so flawless. What it does with its world building and with its animation and its characters, it's a beautiful message and a beautiful story. And it's the only film that actually wants to take its time with some scenes. It has great world building. The scene when she's on the train is one of the best scenes in film. Fantastic scene. Definitely see this movie if you haven't seen it. All right, coming to number 6 is supposedly the greatest film of all time, Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane is a great film, and it is a perfect movie to me. It does things that no film has still to this day have never done. The film techniques and camera angles is what they did, what Orson Welles did with this movie, is just beyond revolutionary. Not Lawrence, what the fuck am I talking about? Orson Welles just did an amazing job. He wrote, directed, produced, and starred in this movie all himself. How this movie didn't win Best Picture at the Oscars too, but yeah, How Green Is My Valley, that's a better film, clearly. But the way he does his angles and his shadows and his techniques, the way he does the story of Rosebud and what it really means and stuff, and even like the scene with his wife at the dinner table, that is a brilliant scene, and that is a great subtle filmmaking. I love that. That's such great visual storytelling. Everything about Citizen Kane does blow me away, and I absolutely love it. All right. Top 5. Number 5, Unforgiven. Unforgiven is a Western, best Western. And that's saying a lot because I love a lot of Westerns. I think Good and the Bad, the Ugly is amazing. Fistful of Dollars is amazing. Fistful of Dynamite, Few Dollars More, great films. The Searchers is amazing. Django Unchained, Hateful Eight are great films. 3:10 to Yuma is a personal favorite of mine too. Unforgiven's the best. Because it's more than just a Western. It's a great dramatic story. And it's a great revenge story, too. It's a great story about Clint Eastwood's character and how he doesn't want to go back to that darkness that he was, that dark person, a person that did a lot of those horrible things. But he wants to do one last time because he's a dad now, and he lost the wife that made him that great person that he is. So he goes on this adventure with Morgan Freeman and this young kid to get revenge on these guys who beat up these prostitutes. You also got Richard Harris in the movie, and you got Gene Hackman as the villain, who's great in this fucking film, is Little Bill. Fantastic movie. If you like a good Western, you like good Clint Eastwood movies, can't stress that enough, definitely check out Unforgiven. Number 4 is the Before Trilogy. All 3 of these films are amazing films. If you want to know what real romance is and how to do real romance properly, watch Richard Linklater's Before Trilogy, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy are both incredible in this film. I think the writing is some of the best writing I've seen in film. I've talked a lot about these movies, so I don't need to gush more about this. So, Before Trilogy. Number 3, Raging Bull. If you saw me on Ryan O'Toole's podcast and we talked about perfect movies, you'll probably know what all my top 5s are pretty much. So, yeah. Raging Bull is a Martin Scorsese film. It's not my favorite Scorsese film. My favorite's Goodfellas. I just think Raging Bull is more perfect than Goodfellas. I like Goodfellas more because it's more enjoyable, but Raging Bull is better made. It's just the shot compositions, the black and white, De Niro's performance, Joe Pesci's performance, the way they structuralize the story about Jake LaMotta is absolutely brilliant. Every time I watch Raging Bull, I think it's perfect. So, Raging Bull. Number 2, Casablanca. One of the greatest films ever made, Casablanca. I heard recently some people think it's overrated. It's interesting. I love it. I think Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, Claude Rains, Paul Henry, all are incredible in this film. I think it's one of the greatest romance films ever made. I can't think of a better romance film than Casablanca. So it's, of course, a perfect film. Number 1 is Blade Runner, though. Y'all fucking knew that show's coming, Blade Runner, because it's my favorite film. Of course it's my favorite film if I think it's perfect. Is it perfect? No. Like I said, no film is perfect. But to me, this movie's perfect. That's why it makes it my favorite film of all time. Maybe one day I'll make a whole video talking all the brilliance of Blade Runner and how it's better than Blade Runner 2049. That would probably take a long time, but, maybe I'll write something up and maybe I'll make a whole video dedicated to all the brilliantness of Blade Runner. Till then, still my favorite film, and to me, it's a perfect movie. So, yeah, that was my top 10 perfect movies, in my opinion. So, in the comment section below, please tell me. Give you guys top 10 favorite, or not favorite, just perfect to you. What are perfect movies to you guys? Give me your top 10s. Give me your top 20s. Give me just ones. I don't know. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.